in Switzerland a year before it's available in Canada. But not to worry, the 7th generation Volkswagen Golf is arriving in Canada in the summer of 2014. I've had a chance to drive the base model already. Gone is the 2.5-liter 5-cylinder engine with 170 horsepower. Replacing it is a 1.8-liter turbo 4-cylinder, also with 170 horsepower. The exciting news for Canadians, yes, the Golf TDI is coming as well right out of the gate. That's very popular. Over 50% of all Golfs sold are TDIs. Then I had a chance to drive the GTI in Austria last year, 210 horsepower. What a wonderful engine, beautiful car, and nice looking interior. And today we get a chance to drive the Golf R. Now it's not going to be available for a year, but this car might just be worth the wait. It's going to have roughly 300 horsepower. The horsepower hasn't been finalized because they calculate horsepower differently in Europe than they do in North America. 300 horsepower, all-wheel drive, manual transmission, or a dual clutch automatic. Wonderful looking platform. Now when you look at the Golf, any iteration, whether it's the base GTI or the Golf R, you think to yourself, you know, it looks a lot like the old model, but it's actually longer, it's wider, it's lower, and the main component, it's lighter, which means it gives you better driving dynamics, it's a stiffer chassis, and it's going to have better handling. But here we are in Switzerland. First of all, before we get going, I'll show you what's going on inside. Now, it doesn't matter whether it's the base Golf or this top-of-range Golf R. The interior is very similar from model to model, and what you get with this new MQB platform is much more space. It's a wider car, longer car, a little bit more squat, but the dimensions on the inside certainly help. You notice that right away with the center console here. You've got a bigger screen. The system is very easy to use, and that's one of the things that Volkswagen is known for, simplicity of use, and you can see the execution here in the dashboard. Soft touch materials. You've got the straightforward looking radio and navigation system, 3 easy to use dials beneath that for your HVAC system, and then you have a little storage area behind the shifter here. The seating position is wonderful. You can see there's all new switchgear for all the switches on the steering wheel and on the car, all new for the 7th generation model. The center console is large as well, and that's because the car is just a little bit bigger. But what you get with this R model are these wonderfully supported seats, big bolsters, and you get the name emblazoned on the back of the seat there. So overall, this is a very functional car. Oh, one thing I should point out, in one of the reviews I did of the base model Golf, I noted that it doesn't have a handbrake any longer. They've gone to electronic parking brake. And when you drive with a manual transmission, you kind of miss that handbrake. But this car is available with the manual or with the twin clutch automatic. When you have this transmission and the electronic parking brake, you have the ability to have the auto hold feature. What that does is allow you, when you have the system on, every single time you come to it's in drive, you push your foot on the throttle, it disconnects, and away you go. During a commute to and from work, you would use this hundreds of times, and it's a feature, I think once you've had it, you'd want it in every car. Now the Golf GTI has 210 horsepower from a 2-liter turbocharged direct injection engine. This car is also 2 liters direct injection and turbocharged, but it pumps out 300 horsepower in Europe. We think the Canadian version will have 290. So the way they calculate horsepower in Europe versus North America, not that this is a detuned engine, it has a lot of scoot. And the other thing, it's got a fantastic noise. It just scoots along, no problem at all. Now the difference between the Golf R we got a year ago in Canada and this new one that's coming next year is the fact that it's available either with a 6-speed manual transmission or the 6-speed dual clutch DSG transmission that has lightning quick shifts. The other thing about the shifts is that this car now is programmable. There's a menu here, you hit mode and it goes from comfort to normal, race inspired, individual. You can set up things like how crisp you want the transmission to shift, how much throttle response you want with the engine, the steering feel, and all those features that you get with a modern car. So this new Golf R can be dialed in just the way the driver wants and be a very rewarding and invigorating drive. The all-wheel drive system gives you confidence. It really is a great overall package. For people who don't want a front-wheel drive, high horsepower car, this is the one to get from Volkswagen because you're putting the power to all 4 wheels. When you look at this Golf, you kind of think to yourself, it looks like the old Golf. They have evolved the design, But take it from me, this is a brand new car, brand new platform, brand new everything. So even though it looks similar to the old model, it really has nothing in common. What it does have in common is the same platform, engine, transmission, and all-wheel drive system as the new Audi S3. I've had a chance to drive that car. It's equally as fantastic, but it's going to be more money. That car starts at $44,000. The price for this has not been officially announced, but expected to be right at the same price as the previous Golf R, which was $40,000. All you have to choose is the color of the car, whether you want manual transmission or the DSG. So really, this is the one that has the go with just a little less show.